Hello, everybody, and welcome to another vintage cube draft. No power here to start, but some good options. Watery Grave is a pretty excellent land. There's like a couple medium to medium good blue cards. You can first pick Skull Clamp, try to wheel Lingering Souls, and go deep that way, but I think Thoughtseize is the best pick. Thoughtseize is just great. It's one mana. It's really powerful interaction. There's lots of decks that are kind of go all in on one thing, like a bunch of ramp, and they're trying to play Craterhoof or artifacts to set up and then tinker or something like that. And Thoughtseize picking apart that plan is just really, really effective. Okay. Scalding Tarn's good. We just passed a Watery Grave, but I think I like taking Fallen Shinobi here. Yeah, Fallen Shinobi is broken. Scalding Tarn is nice. But yeah, let's just take the really good card. It's like half in our colors, and even if someone else is in blue black somewhat, we can still, I'm sure we can carve out a niche. There's like how many, like six blue black dual lands in the format, so we should be able to get another one. Let's see, Water Grave, Underground Sea, and then like Sultai, Esper, Grixis, like lots of triomes. Ooh, okay. Thief of Sanity, we'll take that. Two good white cards there. Also some good Jund lands, but yeah, definitely taking Thief of Sanity. That's great. Brazen Borrower is very good with Fallen Shinobi, but we'll still take the Thief. Notice that I'm putting Fallen Shinobi in the 4 mana slot. We have big plans for this card. So hoping for Baleful Strix. That would probably be the best thing we could get here. Any piece of fixing would be very good. Any counter magic would be good. Some of the unblockable creatures, Looterill Core and Suspicious Stowaway, are both really nice with Fallen Shinobi. Okay, we see Daze, Entomb, and Grist. Wow, we saw Exhume. Entomb, Exhume would be nice, and we could still do that. I think the best pick is actually Misty Rainforest here. Actually, maybe it's Grist. Grist is really good. So is Entomb. Oh man, even Daze, like all four of these are totally reasonable picks here. Um, I feel like going into a third color when we've passed some fixing is just so loose though. Entomb is really strong, but we just passed Exhume. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the Misty Rainforest. Be disciplined. It's tough, and then there is Leovold right after. But I think we and Animate Dead to go with the Entomb, Leovold to go with the Fetch or the Grist. We could still take Leovold, but I think I'm just gonna take the Murderous Rider. Like we're just not going Reanimator. We're trying to be mid range. Like if I had known what we would open, I definitely would have just slammed Exhume early on, like Thoughtseize, Exhume, Entomb. But this package is really good too, and Murderous Rider works better with that. Okay, now we see this pack, which is pretty bad. We'll just take Damnation for the board. Could play this in the main deck. All right, Liliana, great pickup. We'll take that. I do wish we were just on the Entomb plan, though. I haven't done a Reanimator draft yet this format. And it's like, I don't really take Exhume second pick or whatever and go in that way. Seeing that late of an Entomb, maybe we should have just pivoted. Ooh, nice. Darkflick Shores, great pickup. Sphinx is good. Rotting Regisaur is sometimes good, but we'll definitely take the land. We do need a few more creatures to enable this Shinobi, but I think we'll be able to get there. I love this card. It's so strong. Sometimes it bricks. I've used Shinobi. I think I've gotten one Shinobi hit in this format so far, and it was just like a land and an Arbor Elf or something. So it does fail sometimes, but even then, it's still good value and it hits for 5. And then, of course, sometimes you just hit Emrakul or something. Zombie Ninja. Wow. I cannot believe Watery Grave came around, but I'm very happy about it. We'll take this. And now our mana's looking very good. There's Rona if we want to do Reanimator shenanigans. Or Shriekmaw is just like, I think we take Shriekmaw. It's really good with Shinobi. It's also a removal spell. Bitter Blossom is fine, but I think Shriekmaw is a bit better for us here. Okay, Exhume came around. This is kind of a moment of truth. Are we going to take this and hope that Entomb also wield, or take Brazen Borrower, which is much better for the game plan we have right now? And I think I'm actually just going to take the Borrower. Everyone's going to be so mad at me if it Entomb wheels, which it might. I'm scared. I really, oh man, I'm scared Entomb's going to wheel and I'll feel so dumb. It's just such a good card though. This card has consistently risen in my ratings. I don't think it's first pickable really, but it's really strong, and it's particularly strong with Fallen Shinobi. Also really good with Liliana, like bouncing their thing and making them discard it. It's really good. Just a very strong card. And Exhume is one of the worst reanimator spells. It's only good if you're very in on that plan. Okay, there's a Grist, which we could play, especially if Leovold comes around. Okay, no Leovold. Entomb did get taken, so we're just not doing Reanimator, and that's fine. I think I'll still take the Ashen Rider, though, because the rest of these cards are never getting there. Okay, so I honestly think Soul Hoarders or Grist is better than Leovold in this deck anyways. Um, so we'll see. I'm not going to splash it off of just one forest and a Misty Rainforest, but if we can get to 4 or 5 free green sources, then that will be pretty nice. Given our high creature count, yeah, I think at this point we're not main decking Damnation. As we wait for CCD Smash to finish up their draft. I mean, I guess Columbia is also going slow. What are our strengths and weaknesses so far? The blue-black mana is great. Having 3 duels through one pack is phenomenal. If this was all of our fixing for the whole draft, obviously we're not playing Grist. But that would still be functional fixing for the whole draft, and then hopefully we get more. We don't have any counter magic. Thoughtseize Liliana is sort of like counter magic. It attacks card. It like is a way to deal with non-creatures, deal with combos, that sort of thing. However, I would still like counter magic. We did pass the days early on, but I would love a spell pierce or a mana leak or something like that. Um, More discard would be good. Inquisition of Kozilek, Hymn to Torok, Duress. I would take any of it. Um, and then like broken cards. Ooh, okay. So there's a Zagoth Triome and a Verdant Catacombs. There's also like Force of Negation, Mesmeric Fiend. I think I'm actually gonna take the Triome here. Whoever took the Leovold is definitely gonna take the Triome, so this is not gonna come around. Neither will this, but we already have like we're probably not gonna be playing Brennan 6, so we don't need fetch lands just to have fetch lands. What we do want, yeah, I think this is worth it. And then just setting up the Grist. Now we have 3 free green sources. Actually, I guess just 2 still. But yeah, Triumph over Verdant. It's close, but I think that is the right pick. Okay, I think we just take Bribery now. It's not particularly synergistic with any of our plans, but it's just Bribery. It's broken. Yeah. Really good first 2 picks for us. This is, I guess, I didn't mention this, but just high power level cards are the other thing we're looking for, and Bribery is certainly that. You could put like Oko, Uro. Those are in the same camp as well. I also wouldn't mind more Planeswalkers. Sultai Super Friends is a pretty fun archetype. Ooh. Baleful Strix and Breeding Pool. I really want the Breeding Pool for the Grist, but I think we gotta take the Strix. There's also Wayfinder and Sylvan Library. Um, yeah, I think we just need this. It's so good with Fallen Shinobi. It's good at protecting our things. Yeah, we'll take this, and then hopefully one of these 3 green cards wheels. Bird. Here's a question for all you people out there. Are birds real? Are they government drones? Please let me know in the comments. Feels a little bad to pass a breeding pool here, but A, we only have one green card. B, we still have two pieces of green fixing and it's kind of early. And C, breeding pool is a good land, but it's just still a one. Like it does, there's no lands that don't get green that will get green because we have the breeding pool. Okay, what do we want here? Teferi is great. If we were on the Reanimator plan, we'd be happy to see the Grizzlebrand. Teferi is great, but I think adding another color is a little loose. Ignoble Hierarch is good, but like if it's a splash, it's going to be a little hard to play that early. We could take the Graveyard Trespasser, just kind of average. Coma is good, but double green. I think I'm going to take the bird, or the bird, speculatively. We might not end up being able to play it, but we're not missing out on too much else. And this is really good for like turn 2 Thief of Sanity, turn 2 Lily, stuff like that. But of course, we're going to need to get a lot of green fixing to make this work. We need to have at least 7 sources for Ignoble Hierarch to be good in our deck. Okay. Here we have Counterspell, but that's a little tough on the mana. I think blue is going to be a little more of a splash. I think I'm just going to take one of these lands. And the question is, do we want to take a blue-black land or a blue-green land? We could also just take one of the blue cards. Maybe we do just take Counterspell, actually. Then we're probably giving up on these and just being blue-black. But we have good fixing. Yeah, I think I will take the Counterspell. Cryptic Command, triple blue is a little too much, but double is doable. And while Ignoble Hierarch would be good, let's not get too crazy. Like, we can still splash Grist, but like Ignoble, I know I just took it, and like I'm immediately saying we're not going to play it, but it's like these are not the kind of cards you want to splash. You want to be splashing Grist and Vraska, like cards that you don't need to have super early. Yeah, let's take the Vraska here. And we can just play one or two forests and splash this, and then again, if we end up getting a lot more green and going more in that direction, we could cut the counter spell and go more base green black. But I think I'd rather be base blue black splashing green than base green black splashing blue. It does look like black will be our primary color. We have like turn one Thoughtseize, we have multiple double black cards, and then all 5 of our powerful gold cards are part black. Okay, here we see Dimir Signet. That's not bad. I don't think we're a pod deck or blood artist or anything. Yeah, let's take the Dimir Signet. Pretty good pickup. It helps with our mana a lot. This is a deck with more 3 drops than 4 drops right now, so ramping 1 to 3 is definitely better than ramping 2 to 4. But 2 to 4 is still good, and this fixes our mana, and like I'll still definitely play this. It's also just like a lot easier to cast than Ignoble Hierarch. We actually haven't gotten much removal this pack. I wouldn't mind getting a little more. I guess these 3 planeswalkers are all removal spells of a sort, but in terms of actual spot removal, we only have 2. Interesting. Do we want Night's Whisper or Spell Pierce? They're both pretty good. I think I would rather have Spell Pierce here. Yeah, interaction is just so good. Now we see Hexmage, Mesmeric Fiend, Garruk. I think we just take the Fiend here. I think we're just gonna like double green is not feasible. We're not gonna be that kind of deck. If we could just be full on Super Friends and have like 3 or 4 mana dorks and then lots of 3 and 4 mana planeswalkers, I love that sort of deck. But this is not looking like the deck for that. We could have forced that or like leaned in that direction more by not taking like Spell Pierce Counterspell, but I like where we're at. Now we'll take Ophiomancer, not bad. Very good with Vraska. Make 1/1s every turn and then sack them. We're going to be making some cuts from this, but that's fine. I mean, that's a good position to be in, honestly. That means your colors are open. I don't remember. So there was that one pack that had two triomes. I don't remember if that's come around yet. I think it was this pack, and we'll take the Maelstrom Pulse. Brainstorm is fine, but this is like, again, the kind of green card you want to splash. You don't need to play it on curve usually. But we officially did not get enough fixing this pack. We got one Misty Rainforest, maybe first pick. Or no, the Triome very early on. Alright, we'll take Sower for the sideboard. Sower's good for matchups. Like, it's great against mono green, mono white. Decks that have lots of creatures and not a ton of removal. Okay, I think I'm going to speculate on the Dark Depths here. We're not playing Kogla. And I think the next pack... Oh, no, we passed... Well, yeah, I'll still take this. Maybe we could get Thespian Sage and play it. We did pass the Vampire Hexmage. So, the best card we could get would be Ancestral Recall. I still want, like, the broken blue cards before anything else, but the second best thing would be a fetch land. I would take a fetch land over almost any pretty good spell here. It's like, Oko probably still goes first, but yeah, I really want the fetch land. No fetch land here. We could take Ketria Triome. Could take Charter Course. I don't think we're at the Fairy deck. Yeah, I'll just take the Ketria Triome. Don't care too much about the red, but it's a blue-green dual land. Okay, are we a Mana Vault deck? Not really. Yeah, I think this is a quite a bad deck for Mana Vault, actually. Let's just take Miscalculation. Great pickup. Maybe we can wheel Hero's Downfall. But yeah, we'll take this. Now we see Library, Inquisition, and Snapcaster Mage. All pretty good. This isn't the best Snap deck, though. It's good with, like, Miscalc Counterspell. It's good with Thoughtseize Spell Pierce. Maybe it's fine. Library is good when in decks that have lots of cheap interaction like this, but it's also not good when you have like double blue and green black in the same deck. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna take Inquisition. Just get even more cheap interaction. Yeah, having 3 1-mana interactive spells is a great place to be. All right, let's trim the fat here. These are both cuttable. Honestly, all of the other cards I really would like to play. Okay, we get to see 2 lands that unfortunately both don't help us. There's Snuff Out and Treasure Cruise. Those are the 2 main considerations. Snuff Out's really good in this style of deck. But I think I'm going to take the Cruise. We're filling our graveyard fairly quickly. And we don't have that much card draw. Yeah, I think Treasure Cruise is actually really good in this deck. Snuff Out also could wheel. Black is kind of open. This is like a very Jeskai pack. Okay, here we see a black-green land versus the Scarab God. I think we just take the Scarab God. This card's great. Yeah. The Scarab God is great in general, and it's even better in this deck where you can make like 4/4 instant speed Mesmeric Fiend in their draw step, or Baleful Strix, draw a card, stuff like that. Okay, some good options here. I think we just want to take the Sanctum, though. I do like Custodian Lich. We could just not play green. But Grist in particular is very good. Yeah, I think it's worth it to make the green splash happen. And then we play this, then we can play 1 forest and have 5 green sources. Custodian Lich is very good, though. Actually, maybe, you know what? I'm going to take the Lich. I think this is, like, really, really good. Like, better than just a normal, pretty good card. It's like, I've mentioned this a little bit in my videos before. I don't know if I made it explicit, but there's, like, there's like good cards for your deck, and then there's lands, and you take the lands first, and then there's another tier of cards that are so good that you take them even over a really good land. And there's not that many cards in that category, and Custodial Lich might not quite get there, but I think it there's a strong argument that it does. And we can still have at least 4 green sources very easily. I would like to get more. Yeah, this deck was looking a little bit light on top end. And this card helps a lot with that. There's an Atraxa. That's kind of funny. We don't... Yeah, I mean, that's just not the pick. It's between Duress and Suspicious Stowaway. Duress is a much better card in general, but Stowaway is particularly good when you have both Custodial Lich and Fallen Shinobi that really want you to be sneaking in damage. And we have 2 discard spells already, plus the Fiend. Very close. You're going to take the Stowaway. Ooh, Dark Confidant. There's also Xander's Lounge. Let's take the Bob, though. Are we getting too greedy on the mana? Bob is so good. Yeah, we're taking Bob. I actually think we might just not play green now. Now our mana just looks like really good. We're much more streamlined. Of course, then we get this pack that has nothing. Is this a good Arcane Proxy deck? It's good with Thoughtseize, Inquisition. Not much else, though. Nah, we'll just take the hanger back. Okay, if we're playing straight blue-black, this is a good pickup. I don't think we're playing this. Okay, we ended up in like a weird middle ground where we spent a couple picks highly on green lands that we've not ended up playing. So if we end up not playing green, I guess we're a little light on playables. We could bring in the Signet. We could bring in Ophiomancer, Sower, Hangerback. So this is one build that I think I like. Our fixing is just not quite good enough, and we don't have like Ponder Preordain to dig. Oh, that's actually a card we can play. Yeah, I think I would rather do it like this and not play the green cards, as good as they are. What is the... I think we cut... Sower is pretty good in this style of deck, actually. Maybe we just cut Hangerback Walker. Actually, no, let's cut the Signet. Yeah. And then we have a pretty high creature count, which I think is good for this style of deck. Yeah, I think this is the build. It's close. I would love to play all these sweet green cards, but I think this is the move. So if we do this, this gives us 11 blue. No, 11 blue, 10 black. Totally even. I think I'm still going to switch it, though, because we have a little bit more black stuff early, and I just want to go like Thoughtseize and Bob into Liliana. Treasure Cruise Bob is awkward, certainly, but I think we still run like this. Like, Treasure Cruise is good enough that is fine. Yeah, this deck is sweet. See you in round 1. Alright, here we are for round 1. On the play against Claws, and... I'm going to keep it. It's pretty slow, but we have all our colors. We are on the play, so you can afford to be a little slower. And we have a low curve, so a lot of live draws. If our first play is a turn 4 Brain Geyser for 2, there's a lot of matchups where that's going to be way too slow. But I think this is still a keep. And we're hoping if we have just Triome Island in play, we can bluff Counter Magic and set up a slow draw go style game. Opponents deep in thought over which land to play. They elect with basic forest and just pass, please. No Derogatory Speaker. Nice. Okay, not exciting, but we'll develop the board a little bit. We can start leveling that up each turn, and that will be nice against Custody Lich. They don't play anything. They might discard a reanimation thing, or they might be keeping a bad hand that has Channel Emrakul. Or they might have just F6 through their turn accidentally. And they discard a forest. I think they F6 through their turn. Inquisition of Kozilek, not bad. So we're going to play land, Inquisition, then level up the Hangerback Walker. Our opponent may be new to Magic Online because they skip their turn and they're playing really slow on our turn. All their stops are on our turn, not on their own. Alright, Inquisition, what you got? We're going to take your channel. Ha! Alright, sure. So, we don't know much about their deck, obviously, but we know that Damnation will be good. Oblivion Stone may be good as well, but I think I'm not going to go that deep yet. And let's cut the Bribery, or the Hangerback. That's more of a card against, like, aggressive decks. I like Sower, I like Ophiomancer. Yeah, I think we just run like this. Woohoo! We got Inquisition into Bob! And we also have a lot of our expensive stuff in our hand. They scooped Inquisition last time. We'll see if they can withstand Kozilek this time. Okay, let's take the Sylvan. Jite is, it can kill Dark Confidant, but it's a little slow, and we have Brazen Borrower to bounce either the Jite or the creature. Island Jite is fine. Alright, triple 5-drop in the hand means Dark Confidant's likely to not do us too dirty here. Discarding a Bob just feels so good. The start as old as time. Maybe not quite that old, but pretty old. Another swamp and an island. Nice. Love drawing the island there. So we'll just play island, hit for 2 and pass, and then hold up Brazen Borrower. I think I will just bounce the Jite in a turn if they don't do anything. Because I want to use my mana efficiently. We could save it to bounce the Mirari's Wake, but they don't even have white mana for that yet. Okay, let's just bounce this immediately. I think that card is just bad. Merrick Fiend. So we could hit them with a Shinobi here. I think I'd rather just drop 2 creatures though this turn, especially, yeah, we can just use all our mana very effectively now. Okay, let's take the Time Warp, I think. Get Jite counters, it'll be good against our board. We got a lot of small creatures over here, but I don't think they're going to be able to get Jite counters very easily. So next turn, assuming they just play the Displacer Kitten, we can play Custody Lich to keep the board clear, keep them from getting their Jite counters. And now it's just absolutely lethal. We kill your thing, draw a card, hit you for some damage. Very smooth first round. All right, good start. We're 1-0. See you in round two. All right, on the draw for round two against John Bovey. And a great hand. We'll definitely keep this. It feels so good to lead on a discard spell in Vintage Cube. In Modern, these cards are going more and more out of favor, and I get why. Like, they're tempo negative. You spend mana to not impact the board. They're also bad top decks. And when the opponent has, like, all of their cards are cheap and powerful, it just, you can't really mess them up as well. But in Vintage Cube, these are great. You can really, really slow them down, break up combos, punish mulligans. Oh. Sort of interesting. Do we care more about them attacking our hand or drawing their own things? I think I'm going to take him to Torok here. It's close. They're both 2 mana sorcery 2-for-1s. Very, very comparable. But I think I'd rather preserve my hand here. So they played Mountain, Knight's Whisper. And now I think I'm going to drop the Suspicious Stowaway. Highest upside by a lot. If they don't draw something good to cast here, and we get to flip the Stowaway and hit them, I'm not going to say it's over, but we're in a phenomenal position. Just passing with mana up feels too conservative. Nice. Okay, that's best case scenario. So we'll hit them. And then really would like to draw a land so we can Thoughtseize and hold up Counterspell. Okay, we'll just pass with Counterspell up then. And I'll cycle the Miscalc. No, it probably won't cycle the Miscalc, actually. Just hitting them with Seafaring Werewolf while holding up counter magic for as long as possible seems great. Okay. If we don't draw a land again, it'll be pretty annoying to have to discard 2 cards to hand size. I think that is the line, unfortunately. Let's discard Sower for sure. And then Dark Confidant. This turns off Exhume pretty well, discarding Sower. Pretty brutal though. I mean, we've drawn 5 cards and had no lands. Obviously gonna miscalculation this. Actually, there's a kind of interesting line. We could Brazen Borrower, bounce it with the Monarch trigger on the stack, and then we could become the Monarch, but I think I'd rather just do this. So Thoughtseize, take... I think I'm just going to take... Let's take Through the Breach, actually. It doesn't do anything yet, but it's very likely to become good. And then I think I'm just going to pass. I don't want to flip my Werewolf back. If they hardcast Damnation, I will counter it. That's annoying. Okay, I guess I'll counter that too. Yeah, that's very annoying. Now they can play Damnation if they want to. Exhume doesn't do it. Okay, that does not work well. So we gain control of their thing. They don't even get to make us sacrifice anything. They can Damnation next turn, but we're going to get to become the Monarch first. Yes, well, I mean, we could make ourselves sacrifice so that Custodial Lich goes to the graveyard in case they find a removal spell. Okay, let's discard Ophiomancer and pass. Yeah, I feel like we're in a good spot now. I'm happy they don't have Through the Breach. The main way that we lose this game is some sort of weird combo. They're definitely going to sweep our board, and then we'll just play Brazen Borrower. And they're at 4? Okay, yeah, I mean, we're going to win this one. For game 2, let's see, they're playing like combo. Don't have that much that's good here. Like, these do deal with reanimated things somewhat well. Could also bring in Damnation. I love Sower here. I think we do this exchange again. Actually, no. Against the black deck, Hangerback is fine. Yeah, I'll cut Ophiomancer. And we'll run it like this. Alright, great hand, lots of interaction. We don't have a good... Well, actually, we do kind of have a good creature for Shinobi. Brazen Borrower can set up a turn 4 Shinobi, potentially. We don't have any discard. That's the only problem with this hand. If they have Vampiric Tutor, they can fire it off in response, but they're pretty unlikely to be able to slip stuff around our counter magic here. Okay, Entomb. Well, that's scary. They probably don't have two mana reanimation spells. Okay, so obviously taking the Exhume. And then we have counter magic to deal with potential future reanimation spells. Do they stomp us end of turn? I think we want them to do this. Yeah. Because now they don't have a clean way to kill the Brazen Borrower. Yep. Not going to miscalc that. We could miscalc it. Ooh, good draw. So I think I'm going to put the shield down. We're going to take a hit for 4. Then I'm going to play this end of turn. And then I will ninjutsu the Shinobi. Which will hit them once and they can kill it with a Chupacabra. But I think, first of all, just hitting them once with it could win the game. And second of all, you know, we get a hit. Maybe we only get one thing that's okay. They Chupacabra our thing. We play Damnation. That's a fine exchange for us. Okay, so let's just not bounce that so we can get our hit in. Interesting. Okay, given that, I'm just going to play Baleful Strix and then hold up Counterspell still. Freakmaw, another good draw, but still we're just going to hit for 3 this turn. And then they can hit us for 1 with the Baleful, or the Bloodghast, or they can hit us for 2 with the Bloodghast, and we'll just accept that. And we can miscalculation the Ravenous Chupacabra. I think they're still holding a mountain. I might have not exited out of it. Troop down. We take 2. Now Bloodghast has haste, but I think we'll be okay with that. I guess they probably don't have this. Alright, so let's hit them with Brazen Borrower and Shinobi. Counterspell shields are down, but with this hand, I think we can handle them putting an Archon into play pretty easily. Even if we totally brick, but we do not totally brick. We'll grab their Archon. Boom, got there. All right, very smooth sailing. We're yet to drop a game. I'll see you in the finals. All right, Wardico 1 is the final boss. We are on the draw, unfortunately. With a really good hand, though. I think we go for the turn 1 Thoughtseize. Depends a little bit on what they do. That's scary. Definitely gonna Thoughtseize against this. Liliana and Thragtusk. Let's take the Lily. We could try to line up a Spell Pierce with it, but I want to play Suspicious Stowaway next turn and flip it. And this gives us the best chance of being able to get some value that way. Also, Liliana is just good against our deck. Maybe we could Spell Pierce it, but if they're able to either just play around it or find discard spell or something, then this will wreck us, and I do not want that to happen. Okay, tapped land, hit for 1. They could hold up Beseiju, but yeah, good call to attack there. Play Island and play Suspicious Stowaway. I guess they can play Thragtusk soon, but Thragtusk is fine. Like, it's kind of a 2-for-1. We don't care about the life. They play Imperial Seal. That's interesting. That does stop the Stowaway from flipping. If they attack, I will be tempted to accept the trade, but they don't attack. Okay, so let's hit for 1. Position. We know 2 of their cards. I think I'm going to discard Swamp and then play Island Hangerback. We could flip the Suspicious Stowaway, but I think getting the Hangerback Walker down is pretty good value. It gives us like blockers forever against the Thragtusk. And I don't really mind Suspicious Stowaway not being flipped when we're filling the graveyard for Treasure Cruise. In some ways, it's actually better. It lets us dig through our deck faster, and we have cards that we don't need. Like both of these we can probably discard here. Guy's Cradle into Thragtusk, okay. Oh, Custody Lich. That is really not a good card to play here. Yeah, that's weird. I mean, we get to become the Monarch back immediately, and we sack the Hangerback Walker for value. Very happy we played the Hangerback. If we had just passed, we would be in a terrible position now. Counterspell, okay. Let's hit with a Stowaway. Good draw. Let's discard Inquisition. Play land and pass. We get to flip our Stowaway. We draw a card. Well, whoops. They can Beseiju to kill our blocker if they want to. Why am I struggling so much to click on this thing? Okay, that's fine. Not going to counter that. Nissa. That's really good for us. Then we get to Spell Pierce this, and then we don't have to use, or we still get to hold up Murderous Rider. Yeah, I think we are in like a near unlosable position now. With the counter magic in hand especially, so Swift End, kill your Lich. Trade here. That takes them off of a lot of their guys' Cradle mana. We do flip this thing back. Oh, another good draw. I don't think we need another black card. We should have hit first, but it doesn't really matter. I think we're going to be discarding pretty much no matter whatever we draw, we're going to discard that. Yep. Let's take them off of this and then just counter the Thragtusk. They can't even cast Thragtusk right now, too. They did top deck the land. So, yeah, I will counter this. Alright, nice. So, black-green mid-range. Should be a pretty good matchup. Once again, we want the Damnation. Hangerback Walker won us that game, so that's what I've been cutting, but I don't know if we want to cut it here. Um, I do really like these cards in this matchup, even more than in some of the other ones. But again, I think the deck is just so streamlined and good. I don't think we need to worry about that, really. Um, some of these one toughness creatures are a bit of a liability against their Liliana. But we have a lot of ways to deal with Liliana. I'm going to cut Sower of Temptation. Well, no, they're more base green. They don't have that much removal. Okay, I think I'm going to cut the Hangerback Walker just like I have every game, even though it totally won us that game. Okay, we can work with this. No turn 1 discard spell, but we have turn 2 counter spell. Or turn 2 Suspicious Stowaway. Okay, Tree Speaker's annoying. Alright, I think I'm going to hit myself for 5 on turn 1. That should be fine in this matchup. Wow. A lot of mana over there. I think we just take the Soul Ring. Not really the hand I wanted to see, though. It's very redundant. I was hoping they would have, like, one payoff and then a bunch of mana, instead of just, like, literally all mana. So they can play Grim Monolith now, or Sylvan Caryatid. They go with a Sylvan, alright. Dark Confidant. That's, like, the number one thing to punish us for paying so much life. Think I'm still going to play it, though, and just say YOLO. And if they top deck something huge in their last 2 draws, we don't have Counterspell up, we get pretty punished. I think... Okay, they're just leveling this up. That's fine. I actually will accept this trade if they attack. Alright, happy to draw land there. Let's just play land and pass, I think, with removal up and counterspell. And I will fire off the Murderous Rider to kill this in a turn if they just pass. Granted, they do have a lot of mana already. What is this? Okay, I think this is worth a counterspell. So they're holding Beseiju. Another land, I don't mind that at all. Do we go for the Shinobi now? I think I will. I'll attack if they trade. Then I'll just let that be and just play 2 creatures. And if they take it, then yeah, we just go for Shinobi. What do we get? Don't mind that at all. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. They could play Craterhoof Behemoth this turn. This is probably their last window, though. And even Craterhoof, I think we could beat. They'd get 6 points of pump, 12 total damage. Yeah, all right. Really, really easy league. Pretty much every single game, we just steamrolled them. And yeah, I mean, I'll take that. The deck was great. Very, very strong. I think we got lucky. We led on Inquisition or Thoughtseize a disproportionately high number of times. But, like, you know, we had redundancy here with 3 1-mana interactive spells, redundancy here with, like, 2 counter spells, and then lots of threats that can kind of take over. Lots of cheap interaction, removal, good top end. Just a really well-rounded deck. We also had 4 dual lands, and I think it was right not to play these green cards. They were good, but we had a fine power level with these cards. Like, yeah, Ophiomancer is worse than Grist, but not having to mulligan any hands due to bad colored mana is great. Damnation was good out of the board. If we had better fixing, these would have been good out of the board too. But definitely a really, really sweet league. Very satisfying to just pick apart what they're doing. Thoughtseize here, counterspell here, draw some cards, win the game. Got the trophy. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.